What's up, YouTube? It's me again, and we're back with another Subnautica video. Yay! This is probably going to be my final one for now, unless I get some more ideas down the line. But as you can tell by the title, today we are doing a Leviathan ranking. And in case you haven't played this game, or you're stupid, Leviathans are just big freaking creatures. Some are hostile, some can be really useful, or some are just straight up boring. Either way, we're going to be ranking all of them with a few exceptions down the line. And based on what they look like, how dangerous they are, and how dangerous the area around them is, and how cool it looks. So, yeah. Some of these are a little bit specific, but it's my list, so I can't miss. But I am joined by somebody. My friend Mastodon is going to be helping me with this ranking, and it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to rank the Leviathans. We're each going to talk about our Pacific Leviathans that we chose, and once we're done, and I'll be through with Subnautica content for now until I decide to come back to this game, which I inevitably will. But yeah, so we might as well get into this video soon enough. So if you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you got any more ideas for videos, let me know, because I'm desperate and dry on content. So yeah, enjoy, and enjoy Mastodon too. He's a cool dude. At the very bottom, dead last, we have the freaking ice worm. And words cannot express how much I hate this guy. From the biome to the creatures here, it's just insufferable. I hate it. The ice worm is so annoying. You'll just be riding, what is it, your hover bike snow fox thing. God forbid you try and do this place on foot like I stupidly did the first time. And then this guy has the audacity to just worm his way, pun intended, worm his way through the ground and then just hop you off your snow fox and just continue to eat you. Design-wise, I have to admit, it's kind of cool. But everything else about this place sucks. You get cold, the creatures here, annoying, this one included, and it's just not fun. I mean, to be honest, he's not even that scary. He's just annoying. Let's move on from this guy and talk about something more interesting. Hate you! Hate you.
At number 11, we have sea critters, which are fairly even Leviathans. They can be found in sea critter path, and if you get too close to them, they'll kick you. The reason they're this low because they're so unnoticeable. You can barely even notice it. Most what's it called? Subnautica players don't even know about these things because they're so just out of the way and like out there. You need to be like actively exploring or deliberately looking for them to even find them. And even then, they don't offer anything useful, like any rare materials, other than like maybe gold. But still, hey, like nothing else is good about it. On to the next one. At number 10, we've got the vanguard of the Subnautica. These things are pretty useful, considering they have resources in them vital for completing the main storyline. I think it was Curly thing. And the reason they're this low is because such a hassle to be able to get them. You can barely even find them out there. And even then, they're so deep where if you go in them, you can risk drowning in there. And to top it all off, uh, they even they're even like located right next to the void. So you gotta be really careful. And as you can see on the screen, you've got Shrimpy coming up to it. So you gotta watch out for that as well.
Our next Leviathan we have is our first technically hostile one. I mean, Sea Treader kind of counts, but we're talking like full on eat you alive. Probably the Leviathan with the most complicated name, Rat. I call this guy Shrimp, so that's what we're calling for the rest of this. So Shrimp, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's supposed to be the Reaper Leviathan of Below Zero, but it just fails in so many ways. His design looks like a normal creature, just with a squid-looking mouth. And I mean, it looks kind of cool, but after the first time you see it, it's just kind of boring compared to the other Leviathans. The only scare factor is when he first surprises you and grabs your freaking sea truck. But after that, you're going to see him everywhere. Because I think he's next to vent gardens outside of the void. He has a stronger form in the void. He's next to geysers. You will literally see this Leviathan everywhere, and you're going to get sick of seeing Shrimpy Boy's face. And honestly, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing this guy. So yeah, as a hostile Leviathan, kind of disappointing to be this low. But, what can I say? Shrimp, man. I mean, not that original design, and kind of just looks like basic sea creature that can eat you alive. So, that's Shrimp for you. Deal with it. Next. Okay. Next up we have the glow whales, and I don't really know what to say about these guys. I mean, I think they're kind of cool. They're kind of cute. You can ride on them too. Could be kind of useful, I guess. Main place I see these guys is the lily pad area. But you basically will see these guys quite often, and I think they're kind of cool. You can just ride on them for safety if you want. Not really a hostile Leviathan. I think they're supposed to be the reef backs of this game. And there are a lot of them in areas, like a lot. Like you could find like up to 4 or 5 of them next to each other. Also, like the reef backs. I'm seeing a theme here, game. But that's not the point. Point is, these guys are their own original thing, and I like them. Just not as useful or as cool as some of the other higher up Leviathans. But it is a solid Leviathan for what it is. So, I like you glow whales. Kind of cool. And it's not hostile. So, that's always good.
Number 7 is the Reefback from the original game. Now, the Reefback is actually another non-hostile Leviathan. While, if you're first playing, it definitely looks like one. They can help a lot because they grow like different resources on this path, and you can always go up there and check. And it's not like you have to go very deep because they tend to go towards the surface. Plus, if there are any Reaper Leviathans nearby, you can hide over the top of them so they won't see you. And they're just really cool. They're just really cool. Next one. Number 6 is the shrimp's emo cousin that's into vampires. That's right, the void shrimp. The void shrimp is, of course, found in the void of Below Zero, and looks almost nothing like its counterpart, other than, you know, its general build. It's extremely pale, but that's only because of void there is extremely dark. So it naturally won't get as much sunlight. They're extremely aggressive, and as soon as they see you, they won't hesitate to come over and take a move. And, yeah. Look out for those fuckers.
Getting into our top 5, we have Below Zero's best Leviathan, in me and Mastodon's opinion. The Shadow Leviathan. Found in the Crystal Caves in both the Purple Crystal Zone and the Red Crystal Zone. This thing is terrifying. This, as I'm comparing most Leviathans to each other, is the Sea Dragon of this game, where it guards the final area needed to progress. And oh boy, does it do a good job at that. First time you enter here, and you know nothing about this place, as my friend Mastodon has told me, the PDA will definitely give you a warning, but you're going to have no idea what it looks like, where it is, how it's going to attack you. Then all of a sudden you hear a deadly screech, you turn behind you, and that thing grabs you. Talk about terrifying. From a sleek black exterior to like the glowing blue mouth, I guess, that just grips onto you and just rips you apart. That thing does damage to your prawn suit. But in terms of ranking, design-wise, I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. It can be quite annoying, at least for me. It felt like this thing would never leave my back. So for some other people, that could be different. But for me, it felt like this thing was always on top of me. I could not escape it. And terms of area, Crystal Place is huge, which is not really, you know, best of interest. But aesthetically, it looks beautiful. But it is huge, and it's nerve-wracking because you're about to beat the game, and it's your last final step, and you kind of want to get it over with. Unless you don't. But, you know. Anyway. Shadow Leviathan, I think, is one of the many things Below Zero got right. But there are a lot of things it didn't get right, like Ice Worm. I'm still looking at you, Ice Worm. I'm not forgetting about you. But, yeah, Shadow Leviathan.
Coming in at number 4, we've got the Ghost Leviathan. And this dude, in my opinion, is one of the scariest motherfuckers out there. Just imagine you're in your first playthrough of Subnautica. You don't even know about this dude. You go out, try to explore, and it says you're entering an ecological dead zone. You don't know what that is yet, so you keep on going. And then he comes out of nowhere, blending in with the environment. You shit your pants whenever you see him. And it can spawn 3 of them there. And they're one of the strongest. They're one of the strongest Leviathans in regular Subnautica. I doubt they're the strongest in 4546B, but they're pretty strong. Plus, you've got the fact that they're bioluminescent and see-through. That also adds to the scare factor. As well as the environment being a complete void. Unless you're next to the edge. And yeah, that's why it's so high. Before we get into our top 3 though, there are 2 honorable mentions that haven't exactly made an appearance in the game. One of them technically have. Well, they technically have, but they're not exactly alive. One of them, pretty well known one, is a gargantuan leviathan. Unless you're playing a mod, there's no way to actually see him in games. But from what we know about him, this dude is fucking massive. And they're out in the void. Their entire skeleton reaches throughout that biome that you find in the Lost River is. Going all the way through it. But we don't even know if it's full size or not. And the other one, the other honorable mention, is the frozen leviathan in Below Zero, which is most definitely dead. You see them whenever you go into the research facility, and you can scan them, and you can see that they are indeed infected, which is with the same bacteria that the original, I think his name is Riley? Or something like that, I don't know. Before he was cured. Infected with that same disease. We don't know exactly if the cold killed it or the disease killed it, but let's just be glad that thing's dead, or at least trapped. This one up is the sea dragon. Now, don't get me wrong. This dude's a scary motherfucker. And especially since the area it's around is super dark, save for like the lava flowing around. I hate this man. Mainly because there's a glitch that enables gravity underwater with your prawn suit, or which I named Make-A-Wish. And even after that, there's like two more that come over and try to fuck you up. But I do have to give them credit though. They do hunt Reaper Leviathans. And that's pretty badass if you know it. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Plus they could shoot fireballs underwater. Think about how hot that has to be. And yeah, that's why the sea dragon plays here.
Next up on the list is one of my favorite leviathans, if not my favorite, and probably is gonna be one of the most important leviathans in your journey through the original Subnautica, the Emperor Leviathan, the Sea Emperor. And she's very vital to be able to complete the game. If you go through the little storyline with her, you can get cured, disable the weapon, and escape the planet, which you have to do to be able to beat the game. Because you can't leave the planet unless you disable the gun. But besides that, storyline importance, probably one of the most important Leviathans in the story. Also, just frankly looking cool. I mean, so elegant, beautiful, and massive. The fact that even she talks to you, and you get little babies too if you complete the story. I think it's really cool. I think it's really cute. Like I said, very important to the story. Design-wise, looks great. And what is there not to love about the Sea Emperor? I mean, I love it. I love her. I love this Leviathan. And finally, in our number one spot, who would have guessed? The Reaper Leviathan from the first Subnautica. And oh man, this guy has the potential to be one of the scariest leviathans you will encounter between the two games. Because whenever you think of hostile leviathan, this is probably the guy you think of. This will likely be your first leviathan, at least hostile leviathan, you actually encounter in Subnautica, in the first game. And talk about how scary this guy is. Because you probably never even seen this guy. You probably never even heard of him. I mean, maybe like you've heard of his name, but maybe you've never even like seen him before. I don't know what he looks like or anything like that. And you're just traveling around the Aurora, being like, oh, let me just see what's over here real quick. Maybe there's some useful materials. All of a sudden, you hear a gigantic screech. Be like, oh, what's that? You turn around, and some long sea creature with terrifying eyes, teeth, he has those little like fangs, dagger things that like stick out from his mouth and can grab you, and just comes right up to you with one of the most horrifying screeches ever in these two games. Just grabs you and just eats you, and you're done. And you're like, ow, that hurt my ears. I am terrified now. This guy is scary. He looks amazing. Just perfect Leviathan in my opinion. Between scare factor, the way he looks, just terrifying. To the area he's around, he's basically like in a few places. I think he's in the dunes, the Aurora. You could practice. It's not that hard to find this guy. But when you do, he will make sure you know he's around, because he will come right up to you and show who's boss. Because you do not want to mess around with the Reaper Leviathan. This guy is terrifying, and in my opinion, me and Mastodon's opinion, this is the best Leviathan between Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. Just the perfect creation and definition of what a Leviathan is supposed to be. So maybe there will be Leviathans in the future that top this guy, but this guy, between scare factor, design wise, and even lore, it has a great chunk of lore too. So many great things about Mr. Reaper. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment down below if you want to see more of me and Mastodon team up in our videos and do some more collaboration videos. So yeah, me and Mastodon had fun making this, and hope you enjoyed this video and what Mastodon did to help me. So bye, and be careful about exploring and these Leviathans. They will eat you.